Okay, so now we are going to take patterns and make different colorways out of the patterns in Illustrator. What are colorways? Colorways are um, different color options for your pattern. Something to be aware of when making colorways, and we've talked about this before, but is how you change the colors and like the values of the colors in the pattern will affect how things appear like in the foreground or the background or like the distance away that they feel, right? This row of turtles pops out a lot more than the light row of turtles on the other ones because they didn't change the um, color of these turtles, and so the value of the pink is too similar to the value of the green, and you almost lose the green entirely. This particular row of turtles. Uh, so at mass art, we are required to have um, at mass art, you are required to have 3 total colorways for each pattern. So here we have my Latvian pattern, and I am going to make 3 new artboards, and we are going to have one artboard be your original colorway, your favorite colorway, and all of these 3 colors, these should add up to no more than 8 colors across your main colorway, and it should be clear that that's your colorway. They should feel probably like they're in the same collection, in the same color family. That's definitely part of being in the same collection. And yeah, so we're just going to make 3 new artboards, and I'm actually going to move them so they're directly under these artboards right now. And your first artboard for each pattern is going to display the whole print uninterrupted and in the same colorway, your main colorway. And the second pages are going to display your 2 other color options at the same time, okay? So you don't have to print out 1 page for each colorway. Actually, I'm not requiring you to print for this project, but in the future, if we were required to print, you would not be able to. So this layout with the 1 page with your main colorway and the second page with the color options has gone through critiques a few times now, and the critique professors seem to like it when it's done the right way. So let's go over how to make different colorways and how to do all that. So these are my um, color chips over here, and honestly, a great option for making new colorways in Illustrator is to draw a color chip with, or draw a little rectangle. I'll zoom in over here. Draw a little rectangle with each of your colors on it. So that's 8, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8. And then apply each of the colors. And we are going to copy and paste this twice. So then this will be representative of our 3 different colorways. So now we are going to use the Recolor artwork tool in Photoshop. And I'm sure that there is a way to get to it from the menus, but the only way that I consistently remember how to get to it is through this little button. So you have to select what you want to recolor, and then click this little button up here, the Recolor Artwork tool. And then we can choose Edit, and we can, well, first off, we could like double click on these colors and assign new colors this way, But if we go to edit, first off, we could move these individually like that. But instead, what we can do is we can lock these together on this color wheel, and then we can spin them. So all of the kind of values of the colors stay the same. They're just like moving their way around the color wheel. Um, this is a great option. Okay. And then what we would do is we want to save this as a folder over here. That's a really important step for the next step. Okay, so if you select all of them and then choose the new folder button, it will automatically add these. So to create from selected artwork, and there's my second colorway. And then let's do a third one. So again, we select them all with the black selection tool, come up to this little, it's like a black and white color wheel or something, an illustration of a wheel. Go over to edit, the edit tab. There's lots of other things you can do in here, but I'm just focusing on this. You can link the harmony colors and rotate. Okay, so we don't want to go that far. Let's see how that looks. So we'll hit OK and we will choose new color group from selected artwork. Okay, so now that we have our 3 colorways, we can start converting our artwork to those colorways. So this is why it's good to save your original tiles, because it's probably easier to change the colorways out here and then define them as a pattern again or whatever. So let's do that for this one. So I've copied and pasted my original tile, and I'm going to select all of it and go to the Recolor Artwork tool. It lives here in the Properties panel. Click, and now we are going to focus on the Assign tab. Okay, so first off, we want to click on this little caret. We only have to click on one, any of them, any of the carets that show up next to that, and we want to change it to exact. And this is going to make it be exactly the color that we choose and not try to preserve any color balance or anything like that. So that's a good first step. And now we can just click on a color group, and it will actually assign colors randomly from the color group, right? So these are our 3 colorways. And if we want to get our original colors back, we can go back here, set colors from selected art. But it's actually okay. We can control this color group 1. First off, if we click down here on this button, it randomly will change the colors from this color group that appear in the image. So we know it's one of these 8 colors, which is awesome. But if we want to have, that's kind of fun. If we want to have more control over it though, what we want to do is add rows. Okay, so we want to have 8 rows so we can see all of our 8 colors at the same time. And then if we need to, is that 8? Yeah. If we want like the background, which is right now this baby blue, to be a darker color, we can click on the original color that it was, which is dark green, and drag it to the dark brown. I guess you have to do the opposite. You have to click on the color and drag it to the bar that you want. So now that's dark brown. And what does this look like with a darker purple there? I am thinking this is as weird and as good as it's going to get. Yeah, that might be something. Okay. We are going to hit OK whenever we're done. And we are going to copy and paste again and do that for our other colorway. We can define this as a pattern now. It's ready. Object, pattern, make. And it should be pretty much exactly the same as the other one, except new colors. Oh, I remember I had to fix something down here to get it to work before, which is pretty typical. Yeah, and then this also wasn't touching the edge. Was it really all of those problems? Yep, it was. Yeah, so the all of the pieces of the repeating pattern have to be touching the edge. So thanks for bearing with me for that, and we will hit done. Okay, so that's going to be our first colorway of that pattern. And then our second one will be involving this greenish colorway. And obviously you don't have to use this process. You could recolor manually. Any of these things are valid. That looks pretty good, but let's try to have a little bit more control. Make the background at least this color, and we definitely don't want that puke green color. Okay. Amazing. So now that we have all of these ready, let's define this one. Um, and I guess I'll just have to fix this again. Make it touch the edge. Oh, okay, that was all I needed that time. Beautiful. Hit done. Now we have all three of those patterns. Let's put them on the page so we can see what that process is like. We need to draw these two rectangles, one right after the other, without like changing the shape of them in between. That's really the best way to do it. I have smart guides on. You can go to view and check off smart guides to find them, and it should snap me to the center, but it's having a hard time. So I am actually going to look at my the little numbers and try to get it to exactly 4.5, 5.5, I guess. Yeah. And now we'll click on our secondary colorway. And if we draw the next one right away and choose our third colorway, they should line up in the middle without a seam. Yeah, so I mean, there's a seam because of the color, but the patterns line up smoothly over each other, which is something that I think makes a big difference in a pattern or in a portfolio. Okay, so we want those to seamlessly transition into each other. It's important that they both have no outlines so that there's not a line in the middle of them either, which would ruin the effect. Okay, let's try to recolor a pattern, all right? So I will double click on the original pattern, and actually right away I'm going to choose save a copy, and I'm going to hit cancel. And then we're going to click on that new copy that it has made over here, or it will make once it's done. Thinking so hard. Yeah, so there's the new copy it made. So we'll double click on this one. So that way we're not ruining the original, ruining anything, accidentally saving over the original. All of that is super annoying. Okay, so now we need to select everything in this. And I can tell my computer isn't loving this, isn't going to love this because there's so many objects in this pattern. But we're going to try it. So we are going to go to the Recolor Artwork tool in pattern design mode, which should theoretically work. And we are going to, remember, change this to exact, and then choose another color group. Let's try it. Oh, very wilds. And of course we can adjust anything here if we need to. Like some of these darks and lights are backwards. That looks a little better. So I'm going to hit OK. And we are going to choose, you don't ever have to save the color group options. It's up to you. And then we're going to hit done. Or we could choose save a copy, which will save another copy of this pattern over here, and we can make the third colorway in here without exiting. Probably would have been safer to exit and save, but we're living on the edge today. Living on the edge. All right, color group 3. All right, that one looks perfect. I'm obsessed with it. So I'm going to hit OK. All right. So now we'll hit done, and we should have saved a copy of the purple one, and this one should adapt and adjust. Yep. So there we go. Okay, and because I drew those boxes one right after the other instantly, those line up seamlessly across the pattern. All right, this one also had a background square, like a like background texture. So I'm just going to go update that one really quick. It's a 2-layer pattern, which is fine, but it just involves a little bit more in terms of setup and steps and everything. Damn it. See, I made the mistake I was talking about where I changed this background instead of saving a copy and choosing a new background. So I'm going to hit Control Z. It's all right, it's back to normal. Let's do it without doing that this time. Okay, save a copy. Okay, recolor the artwork tool, color group 3. Okay. And now we need to, I guess I will copy and paste these, and I will apply, oops, I guess, so this one, and then this one. All right. Oh my God, I'm never gonna get this right. I forgot to hit make a copy again, and I changed the background of that one. And that's why I didn't follow my own recommendations earlier, and I should have hit save a copy and then exited the original, because that is annoying. All right, it should bring it right back though with color group 1. Nope, it applied some crazy colors. Okay. Save a copy. Oh my god. I cannot get this right. Because now the other one adjusted too for whatever reason. All right. We got this. Last time. Okay. It's nice if like your secondary colorways all go in the same order. So I should be doing uh, green and then purple and then green and then purple, you know, green colorway, purple colorway. All right, let's do this last one really quick. Um, I think it's safer for me to do it with the original artwork rather than trying to update it in pattern design mode, which just leads to me ruining the original pattern. So we will recolor the artwork tool and color group 3, and that honestly looks good. Um, so I'm not going to mess with it. I'm just going to hit OK, and we'll do the same thing for this one. For this one, let's try randomizing. Perfect. All right, and let's define them both. Oops, I forgot to tell that one that it was a brick by row. Okay. So again, we're going to draw 2 rectangles, one right after the other. Don't copy and paste rectangles. Draw yourself some fresh rectangles. It's really going to be the key to getting the patterns to seamlessly line up with each other. Of course, that one decides to ignore me and my desire for things to line up. Um, Honestly, it's not the end of the world if things don't line up. I'm so surprised that they didn't line up. But we can adjust, so we can choose right click, transform, move. And with any of the transform functions, you can always uncheck transform objects and it will only check off transform patterns. And then you can click in and adjust and try your best to get it perfect, but um, I'm sure there's a way I could have done this so that it would line up perfectly. It normally does. You saw it do that every other time. So that's good. We can hit OK. Yeah, so we're going to talk more about using the right-click transform and then unchecking transform objects in the next video when we talk about print scale and everything. But this is my process for making colorways. Obviously, I would have spent maybe more time picking out the correct colors for each thing if I weren't lecturing, but and you can definitely, you don't have to use this process, but I think that it's a worthwhile way to do these colorways in Illustrator. Okay, I'll see you in the next video. Bye.